How's it going, everyone? Happy Saturday. I hope everyone had a good trading day for Friday. Currently, I've just been sitting looking at the charts, waiting for market open. Currently, I have been no lifing this shit, honestly. Never did I expect in my 20 years of life I'd be in some app arguing with people, but that's not the point. I'm going to get right into it. Last video, I was analyzing QQQ just to give people a brief taste of the type of content that would be on this. So now today I'm just going to be back testing SPY. This is something I normally do before a trading week. I like to just run through a 5-minute chart and then just place fake trades off of price action alone. So I pretty much take off all my indicators, look at a naked chart, and I pretty much just go off of that, right? So we'll just drag that over there, go on the 1 month, see that there's a very bullish bias. Bias meaning that price hangs in a certain area above or below where the 1 month open was, right? So I can go back to the 5-day, and this is where I'd go and draw my levels. What's good to know about a monthly bias is it gives you a level of support / resistance depending on where price sits on it. Since this is a bullish bias, this is a key level of support. But as you can see, price has been trickling downward towards it, just attacking it. But the closer it gets, you do kind of see swings of bullish reversals. Here, evidently, that was the lowest point on the 5-day. That was 518.31, and you can see that price completely reacted to being sold off to a certain level that people weren't willing to allow price to dip in terms of supply and demand in the market, right? So on the 5-day, I'm just going to draw certain levels. So I consider this awkward movement pre-market a high, and then we can see pre-market as well another high, and then can set these levels here. This is a considerable level as well. Can kind of get a double top, or just like a double top over here, and then just some consolidation of price on that night. And now kick it back to the 1-day, see where these levels rest, where the current price is, right? And what's good about having a naked chart open is you basically just have to rely on your own knowledge of just price action. There isn't really any indication on volatility, any indication on supply and demand, or just order flow. It's based off of just eyeballing, and that's kind of the wheel in the market right now in terms of people who have been participating in the market for a while. They don't really see the idea or the importance of having all these indicators up when the raw market itself is just based off of people making decisions. And you can kind of get hints on the decisions being made in the market when price is going down. That's just an indication that it's being sold. Like the majority is selling, right? If price is going up, that's just letting you know there are more market participants buying, right? And if there's a run, essentially, that just means the market's on a full buying spree, right? But I like to do that mainly simply because it just helps me refine my skills when my chart gets very weird looking with a bunch of stuff on it, and I can just tune back into my general understanding of the raw market, right? So with these levels drawn and the day being open already for like an hour, I can see order block up here, order block up here, and then I can see price being sold off, testing this order block with a wick going downward below it, breaking it, but ultimately reversing upward. Just from these moves alone, you could assume that's a bottom, but I could just let this run. We'll put it at a 0.3. I think that's a very accurate react time to price movement. Yeah, so it's consolidating right over here between this higher time frame level and this order block it kind of created. It makes a decision around this area depending if it goes to the support or the resistance. If it breaks either of those, I can place a trade, right? So we can see more of a downward momentum consolidating on the bottom of this support. Now it's breaking upward. I think an intraday move, if I'm trading this in real life, I'd be looking for a break. So that's kind of confirmation on selling, right? We don't really see price consolidate upward. I could assume that it could go above this zone, which is kind of hanging in still. So I got in early, but overall, I see a downtrend on this day. I don't really see any bullish momentum. So I could hold this for a while. As of now, I've been in this trade for 45 minutes, now an hour. I'd be holding through this, I feel. I'd get scared as soon as it breaks above that, but this is like a zone of interest, I'd say. So we could just run that, I guess. Could be wrong, honestly. There we go. Come on. So this downtrend kind of just confirms. I'd probably get out right here because I've been in the red for a while. I like just thinking I'm not going to be holding that long. If anything, I was forced to hold it. I do not like selling on a loss, but it seems that it creates a new low and it creates an order block down here, and it's currently still being tested. So you can kind of get an idea that there's a lot of selling imbalance going on just from price action, right? So I could write just from what I see, and we can go back to yesterday, just check on what yesterday did, right? So yeah, that's kind of the confirmation on why price is trickling downward. If anything, I could probably place more sell orders up here simply because this liquidity sweep, this bullish liquidity sweep, is what's signaling people to sell, because anyone who's getting down here or anyone who's been holding through this dip and got in long on this, for example, right, or got in long pre-market institutions, right, they're going to be wanting to take their profit at the end of the day, knowing that this zone of interest right here will be tested ultimately, right? So I could shrink that, and then I could assume that a level that I could potentially test would probably be right here, the level that I already drew. I don't know why I was thinking of drawing another level, but just a smart trade, right, to practice. I could put a stop loss at the previous high, and then I could put a take profit right here. I'd say a little bit above just to be safe. Never know, right? And then, yeah, so just from the before I get back to just back testing, just to give you an idea of the setup that we had the previous day on Friday. This isn't the previous day of like Friday this week. This is like a complete week before. So this is Friday the 31st. So this is a bearish liquidity sweep. And then at the bottom, if I zoom into these two candles here, right, which is the bottom of this day, you can kind of see price stay in this zone right here. So I'd consider this zone a zone of interest. People are looking to get in, and putters are looking to get out, especially after that bullish top candle that reversed the past like 20 to 25 minutes of candles. But this is a 1 minute, so that's like the past 5 minutes. I don't know why I'm on 1 minute. I'm gonna switch back to 5 minutes. So I'll write. How for how fast my fingers are going on after hour today. I don't understand how I can't type. That makes no sense. Okay. And then like as it goes down from this, hopefully it breaks range, right? We're hoping this is very bullish. I mean bearish, right? Okay. Low. I'll probably put the stop loss a little bit to that wick right there, right? And I can see, yeah. And I can move my take profit as soon as it breaks range, which is kind of doing okay. No, So you can kind of see this bearish order block, these two order blocks being tested on the 1 minute, right? Those two top bullish wicks hitting it, and then price is just consolidating here. I'll go to the 5 minute. Play. There we go. Remove that. 5 minute allows me to be a little bit more bullish, I think. I mean bearish. Like, oh shit. It's trickling up. It might hit my stop loss, but who knows? Could lose this trade. Make it faster. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so I lost that trade. I think I got a little bit greedy, one could argue. So this order block, and price consolidating down here. Wow, that stop loss killed me. I think I'm going to go short here again, a little bit more. I'll take that. I'm not selling though with that. I'll get out right there. I think as soon as price tested back up to this zone of interest that we drew with resistance on top and support at the bottom, because we can see price consolidate here, there wasn't really any large pull upward or downward, because you can see that these are pretty much just tiny candles with large wicks. And if there's a body of a candle and it has like large wicks on both ends, or a top end or the bottom end, right here specifically, and right here before it signaled a complete downtrend, you can kind of see that it's evenly distributed, right? So you got like a nice little wick up above it and a nice even wick below it, and then the body kind of sitting like perfectly in the middle, right? So I'd say this could be the lowest we go, because I see an order block right here after this, and it's been broken, but there's really no confirmation yet. Well, actually, there is. Hold on. Something I like to use are fair value gaps. I kind of have my own like fair value gap that has like a middle drawing in it right there. So if anything, confirmation would be me waiting for this fair value gap to get tested to get in before I get in, right? But it seems like it's just going to run. So I could probably get in here, but the perfect end, there's no fair value out there. I don't know what I'm doing. My bad, guys. I do see an order block though, right there, perfectly. So the top of this wick, the top of this close, and the bottom of this candle's open, like a complete order block. A lot of entries there. I'm thinking just from this, it seems like I could probably go short for one candle, but that's just risking it. I didn't go short. I went long. I'm stupid. I clicked the wrong button. But overall, it seems like nothing's really. Yeah, dude. I was wrong, but I was right. That's what I. So these are two zones of interest. I'm just gonna get out of that play that I just made right there. Click the wrong button, even though I said short. So okay. So this zone right here, order block being tested. Bullish candle retracing more than 50% above, like 50 more than 50% of this bearish candle, right? This was a bearish engulfing, and then another bearish engulfing, and somewhat another bearish engulfing, and it's trailing upward. There's more to assume that this is a bearish squeeze. So, like, even though people don't like these concepts here, right? I could assume that's what price is going to do, and it's going to break downward eventually. But I could wait for confirmation on that. Seconds, whatever, 5 minutes. You could place an option trade in 5 minutes on that. I'm gonna be real. All right, so it breaks out of that wedge, right? I think is nighttime, so we wouldn't be able to trade that. So that's one day of back testing. Can skip through this, go through day two. I'm gonna go to the open of this day. Just fast forward to it, right? Fast forward to the first candle of that day. So that seems like a lot of volatility pre-market. Okay, first candle. Now we're just gonna look at the trades we made that day. Then we can draw zones that we saw that day from what is now considered historic data because we're not trading that day anymore. It's a new day. And then you can see this gap right here. This is not even a fair value gap, it's just a gap. And you can see how it's been tested by orders being filled above it. So I could say this gap doesn't really hold anymore because it shows that orders were filled all the way above it. So we could be looking at another like downtrend, especially from this specific candle right there. And I could also mark the bottom of a pre-market. So some choppiness right here, right? The price sits between these two zones of interest I see. And all I'm looking for right now, since it's too early in the day, is for it to pick like a direction, right? So nice order block forming right here. And then another order block forming right here. See, it breaks that, but sits in that zone, sitting back in this area, consolidating. Really, no movement here. I don't know if today would be a good trade. Good idea to just capitalize off the swings, right? Right. Oh, too quick for me, man. Could have made a buck there, but it's whatever. Okay. So I'll just go candle by candle and place trades candle by candle, even though it's very unrealistic. But it'll just be from what's being presented and every new piece of data that we get. And what I mean by data is um, each box and whisker candle, right, that we see. Just see this somewhat a doji candle after a large bearish 15 minutes and then doji right there. What can you assume? Large bearish, doji, large bearish, two dojis. I'm just going to go off a whim. I could be wrong. Okay, there we go. Getting that for 5 minutes. Okay. Order block, I'd say right about here, touching all three of these. In the middle of this zone, it's been consolidating in for the most part. Breaks above it. None of the zones of interest that I like have been touched yet, except slightly over here, but only in the day has it been broken once, but that was only within 5 minutes. So as soon as it got that high up, it went right back down within the 5 minutes. Okay. I'm assuming that this is going to retrace back to the middle, but it seems, yeah. So price is now sitting in a zone of interest. Looking at the move it made here, tapping this key level that we saw, that we pretty much created yesterday. And then since price has been consolidating a little bit upward and there's more data that's now considered external liquidity, given that price is sitting below it currently in this back test, could assume a buy would look good. But remember how I saw there was like bearish doji, and then bearish, and then just pull back, right? And then we get two bearish. I'd say the new pattern here is that there's potentially going to be a pullback, but I feel like it would go up. So I think a buy or no sell. No, actually, I'm gonna go with buy. I'm gonna trust my gut, right? My gut could be wrong, right? Okay, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Seems like, yeah. I see. I wouldn't sell here. There's really nothing telling me to sell here. If anything, the more it consolidates in this lower zone on the day, like at this lower area, one could consider this like market restructuring because so far it's been trickling up with more bearish moves and everything. So finding a new level of support because it's been testing it for the most part in these past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 minutes, right? So I'll just stay in. I was completely wrong. I was very wrong. But see how it's still sitting in this zone of interest. Hopefully it could still do that, right? Smart me would get out here. Greedy me's gonna stay in here. I don't like a loss. I can see three wicks peeking out of this key level that we drew, either from yesterday or the 5 day or 1 month time frame. But that just lets us know that liquidity has sat there before. But it seems like price is returning to where it initially has been sitting. And I'm probably going to put a TP right here at this level because this is kind of a scary area to just chill, right? And a stop loss at the bottom of these 2 wicks. There we go. So we took profit. Oh, I could have had a higher TP given that that would have been the correct play. Here we go. It has a little bit more leg room, so I could put stop loss of that order block and then take profit right where these candles are. Hopefully it doesn't hit my stop. There we go. There we go. Uh, mm, my God, why am I like this? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Why did I allow that? Okay, come on. Just hit the TP, please. Please. Okay, there we go. I just want to get out of that. That was scary. I see a trend pick up here, an order block right here on these two candles, but we do see a bullish engulfing. But it's also at a high point on the day. If we look back at what the day's been doing, like this is the highest it's been today. So the probability, and then what time is it? Just from my knowledge of SPY, it's like usually volatility picks up here, and it picked a trend. So I'll probably buy a bunch, but this could go very bad. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'd hold this through the day. As soon as I see any, yeah, I'd sell that. To be honest, I think that's a good trade. That was a pretty good. That was probably the best trade of this day. So I'd say I'd get out. I wouldn't play with this anymore. Okay, now before we like fast forward to the next day, I do the same thing. I'm gonna look back at yesterday. I'm gonna draw my levels, and I'm gonna see what price has been doing. I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope I'm not boring. I hope this is making sense. By the way, my brother's being an absolute cuck right now, making fun of me and shit. He's like not my biological brother, but I consider him like a brother. Okay, so we got that. Then we got yeah. So price action. This is going to hold a support from where price is currently at. This big move here, post market and pre market slash overnight, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. You can definitely guarantee that these zones are going to be tested because it doesn't seem like it's being respected. Um, let's see what I see. What I see. Order block here. This is kind of a nice little thing right here. This gap where it runs up and goes down. So it kind of lets me know that like price from 528 and 527 weren't really respected. I think I'd make an entry long as soon as price drops to like the halfway point or even just touches, I think, so far from what I see. Or I could go short. Holy shit. Hmm. So if I saw this candle, that means there's a large sell off in the 5 minute, and somehow within the same 5 minutes, it goes all the way back up there because of like buying pressure. This is tricky. I don't I don't know what to do here. like, but it's not even like real. So I could probably just make some dumb trade and get an estimated, some educated, estimated, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I think it's gonna sit between this area. I don't know because you saw a lot of volume come in here, and like I don't know, this doesn't look flat on the 5 minute. And usually after a run or just a lot of volume, like people are just gonna. I'm just gonna assume it's gonna be flat. Honestly. Oh no, it's not. No, it's going. It's testing the zone that we drew. I told you. Like this is too bullish overnight for it to actually just sit up here and go up. Even though like that's not something you should just look back at and be like, okay, if it's bullish overnight, it's not going to go up. No, like there are nights where it does that, but it's just that there are levels that weren't respected the previous day that allow me to assume, like this, for example, that people are not going to trust or be willing to buy SPY this high up. You get me? Like understanding if something's like overvalued can let you know there will be a sell off, right? Because like, why buy a bag of strawberries for $15? Like, if someone is across the street selling strawberries for $6, no one's going to be buying anymore. And if anything, people are going to be buying those cheap ass strawberries and selling them at the same amount, right? I don't even know if that even applies to this, but whatever. I'm stupid. Whatever. Cursor's bugging out, so be patient with me. Here. Yeah, there we go. So it seems like the zone's tested. I could see it testing a little bit more. So it slips back in this area it's been consolidating in. And it seems like everyone's thinking that price is fairly evenly bought and sold in this area. Like I said, price action, you're trying to think about what other market participants are thinking and what they are going to make their decisions off of, right? So it breaks that. It's a high probability, given that this zone was completely disrespected. I feel like if it tests here and go to like, I could go short for one candle. I don't really know how bullish this is, right? Yeah, whatever. You think it's gonna be bearish? Fuck it. Okay, yeah. I think we got one more bear in here. Shit. I'm greedy, dude. I'm just gonna keep spinning the friggin' what's it called? The slot, dude. I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of what my brain is looking at this. Like each time I click, I'm spinning on a slot machine. Okay, there's a new area. It's been consolidating, but it's been consolidating upward. Let's be smart to take the L here, honestly, because after this pullback, the next 15 minutes it's running up. And if you're doing options, that would scare you because you're probably playing with a bigger lot, and it's based off of a lot of things. There are a lot of things going on in the options market. Okay, yeah, thank God I got out. But I think this would be a good time. No, this could be a trend day, honestly. This would be a good time. Oh no, yeah, that would have been a good time to go long there. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, this is a trend day. So let's just get an idea on what this is. So for the first 2 hours, it's running. I assume it's doing this. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna say what I saw, but you can kind of get an idea. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do that day. Yeah, and then before I'll get out right there. So there's something that I saw that I can go over if you guys like want me to tell you in the comments, like just from price action, just from staring in this area, right? From everything I've drawn. I entered long here and I pretty much knew it was gonna run. This was kind of a trend day. Which day? So this was Wednesday the 5th. Okay. So I'll let this run overnight. No, that's kind of cool. I kind of timed perfectly at the end of the day. Okay. So do you see how flat this is compared to? I'm gonna do it right now. Just pretend it's market open. Like I just have a feeling because, like I said, it's usually flat after a run, but wasn't. And this entire run right here on the day, I don't think it will hold up because anyone who got in that and held overnight and was trying to take advantage of like just contracts in this run and like advantage of price action overnight, because I bet anyone who got in long at the bottom of this on this day would assume that it would run overnight like the previous day. And what happened? That sell off as soon as market opened, people are getting out, right, off of making money on that run. So why is it doing that? Oh, what's this? Oh, that's cool. What? Oh, that's cool. Yo, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna just place a bunch of sell orders because I know price is eventually just gonna test this zone from that run the previous day. Okay, yeah, it's not even the day hasn't even started. I could be wrong, boys. I could be wrong. Day has started, and we're already getting some good data. Before we even let that go, we're gonna draw our new levels that we saw on this day. It's the bottom of here. Let's make them bolder, and then let's make them gold so we don't get confused. Because there's so much on my screen now, right? It gets confusing. Honestly, let's remove it all. And then we'll just go off of looking at support and resistance and order blocks. Let's do that. I think that would be more fair. But you can kind of get an idea of how I'm tracking certain levels as I trade and as I receive more data from price. So let's spin the wheel. I think this homie has a little bit more time to drop. There you go. I'd sell right there. Oh wait. That's not what I need. That's not what I need. I got like I'd sell my put there. How about that? Okay. See that. Okay. I don't know. Are trend lines loud? Like, you're getting mad at me about shit. Like, you gotta let me know what I can use. I don't get it, dude. Okay. We're blocked down here. And this is kind of that candle. Well, these two candles, I feel like on a 10-minute would be like, well, let me give like 2 more minutes. Oh, yeah. The 10-minute. Yeah, no, yeah. That's a bullish engulfing on the 10-minute. And we can pull up a 10 minute so you can kind of see what I mean. Yeah, so this candle pretty much engulfs like these two, but it seems like it sold off, even though on the 5 minute it's not really engulfing. But I think right here, I'll wait for that, yeah, and then get in long because it doesn't make a lower low based off of just candle movements. And then a smart play I feel would be to put the take profit right at that OB and then stop loss at the bottom of these wicks. And let that run. Okay. So, and then as the trade goes, we place that there. I can run that a little bit higher. And where's our next zone of interest? I see an order block up there. It seems like the bottom of the day has been confirmed, I think. So I could just let this run again, I think. Oh, thank God I had that take profit because I was completely wrong. I am wrong a lot. Glad I had a safety. Imagine. Gun to your head without the safety on, right? Even though it looks cool around chicks. Okay, that's bullish. So this seems like a false breakout. but then this may be the actual breakout because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 25 minutes of bullishness. I'm gonna wait for one more bear. Oh no, I should have gotten in there. You know, I can get in here. Yeah, yeah. I think. I think. Come on. So it seems like that was the bottom. Timing the bottom is so hard, especially it's easy here because I can just pause, right? Let's say I held my contract overnight. Let's see if I get shadizzled. But you see this high over here, and then you see this low down here. You kind of set a range for price for the next day based off that. Price consolidates overnight where in a zone where it was trading. You can kind of assume that at the beginning of this day, it's just going to be flat from previous price action. So you see price test the top of that zone and then just like, oh, hold on. Slow down, skipper. This gap up is going to be tested. I'm going to wait for it to get up a little higher before I go short because I know that this gap is eventually going to be touched again. Look. So there was a gap down. I didn't even know this new candle formed inside of it. So never mind. But the gap kind of gets from here, here. So it's just choppy here. Random orders are being filled at random prices. That's all that says from market participants. Like especially overnight makes no sense. But you can kind of see knowing the zone, like just from like the top. So like when this was down, like below here, like this would have been the top of the zone, but it's now the bottom because of this gap up, which I noticed. But you can see it tap the zone that we had. New data is new things. Okay, it breaks out of that. This is untradeable in the options market. Oh, okay. So the sell-off seems to have happened way before market open, 5:30. So if I saw this, I'd actually be. I think it's just going to pull right back. What day is this? Friday the 7th. Okay, this would have been a great day to trade on. I don't know what I did this day. I was probably arguing with some people. But so I just know this zone will be tapped, so I could probably. And then I lost. Okay, I'd set the TP to right here because that's where the weird fills are, and then I could probably put it at that zone right there. Just put the stop to this closer zone. So you can kind of see this is a 1-to-1 risk to reward. See, look at that. That was perfect. That was perfect placement of like getting an order because like as soon as it hits it, look what price does, and then it trickles back in the zone where we initially think price will consolidate. If anything, I can make this box bigger. I can see price. It made its high of the day. I feel. I don't know. We got a lot more on this day the chart, but then this is like the low, and the low is not even on the day. It's like pre-market. So now we got our new zones. This trend line makes like somewhat of a better low to pin it on. Put that right there. So with a trend line, here's something, right? Depending on your bias or just your belief, if you're going to looking to go short, you're expecting this to happen, and then you're like, okay, that signals something. But then you'd expect it to test the trend line again, make an equal high, which would be this is right here. It signaled a sell-off. So for price to get back up here, what would it probably do? Signal a more bigger sell-off. That's what you could assume, but I don't even know what my bias is yet. Right? Sticking to the trend. Sticking to the trend. From this trend, price is deviating probably 1.45%. Okay. Sitting right here. Where's my thing? Oh, where's the better one? Better measuring. Basically, I'm trying. Okay, I'll just do this measuring, right? So, 4 point. It's like four. I'll just say four because that looks like the same amount as that. Okay. Buy. TP is like at four. Stop loss is at this order block. I'm not trying to risk anything. This is a 7-1 risk to reward if I'm using stop loss. So it makes a new high. Now prices looking at different zones. Right again. I've been forgetting to write. Bearish liquidity sweep. Right. I bet you this boy has more time to dump. But yeah, it literally just touched a sell off area, I feel. I could be wrong. Because this is also a buy area or like whatever. Another loss, whatever. But it seems like it's picked its trend. Yeah, I think so. Stupid. This is what you don't want to happen. You're caught holding a contract that you really want to sell, and you don't want to sell it because you're losing money. And I held it overnight, so I'd be losing a lot of money here. But what's cool about this is now, since it's like done its correction overnight, because it seems like no one wanted to buy it when I was up here after saying this. Here's what I like. Fib retracement. My personal tool. Right? Um, I could see price going up, right? So say I'm greedy and I average down. We're already trading today. Who cares? It's a lot of buy orders. But market open watch is going to run. I have a feeling. Step away for the day. Buy some food. Okay. Okay, that's scary. We're gonna diamond hands it. We're gonna let it test this. We're gonna stop loss at break even. We're not take profit, but we're gonna set the stop loss. Like, why is my computer doing that? Why, bro? My computer's pissing me off. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. I need a new computer. It doesn't. Whatever. Okay, we're gonna set our stop loss right here because I don't want to lose any gains, man. What? Okay, there. There we go. That was a what moment. Okay, I held through that. Do I have the discipline in real life to hold through this? Maybe. Maybe playing with real money. But say I held overnight trying to catch, I'd be thinking to sell it immediately, like MO. Especially like if I'm like checking my estimated returns. I'm like, oh shit, I'm tripping. It's like it's gonna hit my sell. Yeah. So that's still for profit, but just from this bearish move overnight, one can make the assumption. Where's market opening? It's gonna be at 6:30, right? 6 now. There you go. Give the bearish momentum a little run time. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Didn't even chart the levels by yesterday. Got too stupid. You guys can get a brief idea of why I'm practicing price action on a naked chart. Because it allows me to just refine my skills of trying to think intuitively on what market participants are going to do. So for the remainder of this video, I'm just going to draw like like my take on what could happen, right? I think it'll drop there. I could test here. I could see it trickling up here. Eventually doing that, and it could be like a sell off. Right, so let's just test that. Thing kind of had an outline of it. Not really. I think so. Come on. There you go. Ooh. I'd say for the most part it was fairly accurate. Not for this part. I could see it doing that, and then kablam, kablam, kablam. See that? See how much it runs this day though, actually. I see it sitting between these two zones for a while. So judging from what it's doing now, now we're just gonna make guesses again on the day. Let's see if they traded that out. It's good. Okay, I'm a risker. But this is too funny. This is too funny. I got this fake trade here. I'd be holding red for damn near the entire day. I gotta see momentum shift. I'm scared. Pause it. Okay. Jeez. I'm gonna get out. Even though this no, it's good print. Yeah, yeah. Like okay, we're gonna get out there because that was like that was just stupid. That was just me just being intuitive, right? There was really no basis, but this big of a bullish wick here, this bullish move. This here, I'm just assuming this is Wednesday the 12th. Yeah, this was Tesla, bro. This was freaking Tesla. With the whole like thing with Elon, this was Tesla, and what Tesla did that day was just was that Thursday? Whatever. This is getting close to the one of the days where I lost my weekly P&L. So because I was long, I thought this, I think signaled long. I don't know for some reason. Because what time was this? Yeah, this was at 5:30. Usually I base my long off of the 5 o'clock, but it is what it is. I see happening. Blip, blip. I'm kidding. I don't know. Too big of a dip, I think, but still kind of the same thing. It made a little V move, a little V action. Price is sitting below these gaps. I can be bullish on this day just from seeing pre-market price action. Get the 6 o'clock, get the 6 o'clock, get the 6:30, get the 6:30, get the 6:30, so I can trade. There you go. Hmm. Not go deviate from what we were doing previously, right? Set a level down here. I think that this zone right here that we see doesn't really. It's a Gannon, my Gannon fair value gap thing that I created myself. What do I see? See it going down here. 1, 2, 3. Let's just stick to my pieces. Okay, it did go down there. Fine, but guarantee it's gonna go more. Yeah, block me. Okay. Soon's gonna happen for this day at least. Whatever this is, whatever day this is, Thursday. Flat, but it's not really up. It's flat, but like not at the level I was thinking it would be at, right? Or it was flat, I think. I don't know. This is a 5 minute. Let's see how much it moved this day. You can tell me if it was flat. So the most it moved was like 0.64. It's not flat. It closed right where it opened, which is considerably flat, I think. Now we're at Thursday. Let's just sprint through these days. You can just feel your eye look at price action. For the most part, that's something I like to do when I practice. And tomorrow, since it's Sunday, I will give my prediction for SPY and QQQ. But I would like everyone to have a good weekend, and yeah,